Hello everyone, welcome to City Talk. I'm Thermice Bevelle. Fulfilling a vow he made, Mayor Kasim Reed helped introduce Atlanta Police Officer number 2000, a recruit currently training at the Police Academy. City Talk's Troy Danicus tells us what this milestone means for the city.
This is another great day in the city of Atlanta and within the Atlanta Police Department. You know, we've been decades trying to get to 2,000 police officers. Today, we're here to stand before you and say that we're there.
While the campaign to put 2,000 Atlanta police officers on the rolls was initiated in 1997, candidate Kasim Reed in 2010 made it a promise to the people of Atlanta.
When I spoke about hiring 750 police officers, people laughed back then. They said I was crazy.
A dwindling budget and a historic national recession threatened to stand in the way.
Well, I'm proud to stand here today and say, despite all of the doubt and those that said that we would not get here, we did it.
The department that recruit Wesley Floyd will officially become a part of after he graduates from the academy will be a far cry from the department these officers served in over 100 years ago.
The department is leveraging technology like never before to get smarter in its fight against crime.
The last few years have seen APD increasing its capabilities through its Operation Shield Video Integration Center, PredPol, which tries to predict where future crimes will take place based on historic data, and APIN, or Atlanta Police Intelligence Network. It helps detectives investigate gang-related crimes by crunching, organizing, and sharing crime data. The department's new patrol cars tie all this technology together. For recruit Floyd, the implementation of all of this will help him to accomplish what he set out to do as an officer.
I wanted to be able to help people in a very broad way, much more than the average citizen could.
And with more officers on the streets.
That's a dad that got home to his family. That's a mom that got home to her children. That's a boy or girl who's been saved because of the efforts of the women and men of the police department.
For City Talk, I'm Troy Danicus.
Mayor Reed, Councilwoman Keisha Bottoms, and reps from the Department of Public Works were out in District 11 for a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the newly constructed Adams Drive Bridge.
We did it.
The old structure had extensive deterioration. Improvements include replacing the old 4-barrel concrete culvert with a triple arc culvert. The project also called for the replacement of wing walls at each end of the culvert.
Well, this new bridge will last for about 75 years. That's what it was designed for. That's when it was scope and spec for. And we expect it's going to last 75 years.
We have been waiting for many years for this. It's been out since 2006, and we have finally made it happen. Totally reconstructed bridge. It's been closed. There's been one way in and out of this community for several years.
No more detouring. Traffic is now allowed to pass. Councilmember Ivory Lee Young Jr. and city officials gathered at the intersection of Joseph E. Boone Boulevard and Westlake Avenue for a groundbreaking ceremony for a new District 3 park. Westlake and Boone Park is named after the late civil rights activist, Reverend Joseph Boone.
Reverend Joe Boone, who I often heard called a workhorse, not a show horse, is widely known across this country for the contributions that he made to create level playing field.
The new park will have a walking path and areas for playing, picnicking, and relaxing. The Advisory Committee on International Relations welcomed Atlanta Journal-Constitution's dining critic, John Kessler. Kessler's presentation focused on food diplomacy and the federal diplomatic culinary partnership, where chefs from across the country serve as resources to the Department of State. Councilmember Kwanzaa Hall chairs the advisory committee. He says food has become an important aspect of diplomacy and cultural exchange. The Advisory Committee on International Relations connects Atlanta's international community with elected officials, civic leaders, and the business community. Councilman Hall was at a streetcar social where the public showed support for businesses along the Atlanta streetcar route. That 2.7-mile line from Centennial Olympic Park to the Martin Luther King Jr. Historic Site will run 7 days a week. There are future plans for the streetcar to connect with District 2's East Side Trail of the Atlanta Beltline.
I'm very excited with the streetcar project. It will bring visibility. It will bring more tourists.
The Atlanta streetcar is expected to be operational by the second quarter of 2014. Mayor Reed was on hand for the announcement of the upcoming events for France Atlanta 2013. This is the fourth year of the partnership between the Consulate General of France in Atlanta and Georgia Tech. The 2.5-week-long event will feature technology workshops, medical conferences, and cultural arts performances. It's that time of year when students are studying hard in preparation to take standardized tests. The question for many is, which test should they take, the SAT or the ACT? Well, thanks to Council President Cesar Mitchell, students in Atlanta have the opportunity to prepare for both. It's Saturday morning and Benjamin E. Mays High School is filled with students taking the Princeton Review Assessment.
It is a full-length standardized test to where it is half SAT, half ACT.
Jamilica Burke is Executive Director of the Princeton Review in Atlanta.
And we have the sections combined to where you don't know which questions relate to which test. And we do that in order to get a true measure of where the students are.
The Princeton Review partners with President Mitchell for his annual College Prep Series, which provides an opportunity for students to take the test free of charge.
Well, the College Prep Series is an opportunity for parents and students to really learn more about the college admissions process and really get some hands-on experience with some of the things that are required to make your application strong. The first thing being, obviously, a very strong score on the SAT or the ACT.
While students take the PRA, parents are next door sharpening their skills as well.
So far today we have learned about the college application process, which I think is very important because a lot of kids may be first generational and may not have a clue as to how to go about the process. And so right now we've just heard a speaker, and she gave us some very helpful tips on the college application process, the essays, and what colleges are looking for.
Test taking can be stressful on both the students and their parents. So to relieve some of that stress, Burke gives a piece of sound advice.
Number one is start early. Start early by making sure you're focused on your content, because number one would be the standards and the curriculum that you'll be covering with your teachers. That's paramount. And then the second portion and the second layer of that would be the strategies in order to get through the testing that you'll need to do. But also just making sure that you're well-rounded. Beyond the curriculum, beyond the testing, making sure you're volunteering, you have those extracurricular activities. I know some are into sports or into instruments. All of those things play a part.
More than 5,000 students and their parents have participated in the College Prep Series since it started in 2006. Abandoned tires are a huge problem in the city of Atlanta, and Councilwoman Joyce Shepard is tackling the issue one tire at a time. Every year, Shepard holds a tire cleanup where constituents collect abandoned tires from vacant lots and tires left on the street.
Next year, we're going to do a massive rollout of education and some new laws that we've changed with the state. Because hopefully by this time next year, if we have another tire roundup, we won't see all these tires.
People are out getting tires in the community, so we are cleaning up the community. And as you can see, all of these were scattered all out around our neighborhoods, just making the neighborhood a mess.
The annual tire collection is an effort to spruce up Atlanta's South Side. Councilmember Felicia Moore held a 3-day tire drive in District 9. Year after year, residents have gathered up thousands of old tires in their neighborhoods. Their tire drives go a long way to keeping Atlanta beautiful, and they do it twice a year, in the spring and in the fall.
How the community looks is how the community feels, and if it's dirty and littered and trash, people don't feel good about their community, and frankly, trash breeds crime, and these tires breed mosquitoes in the summer.
By disposing of unwanted tires, residents helped the environment and helped the community. Tons of volunteers turned out in force for the Euro Boulevard fall cleanup. Over 150 people showed up to clear out trash, debris, and a whole lot more. At the beginning of 2012, Councilman Hall and those in the Old Fourth Ward launched the Euro Boulevard to improve quality of life along that corridor.
This has been a great way to bring all kinds of folks together across a variety of walks of life, black, white, gay, straight, rich and poor, and everybody in between, haves and have-nots, all of us working towards one common goal.
The fall cleanup was a wrap for the initiative this year. Throughout 2013, the group participated in several events and activities. Hall says good things are happening on Boulevard, and it's all about the community. Civil rights leader C.T. Vivian is set to receive the Presidential Medal of Freedom later this month, but before he receives that distinguished honor, a send-off celebration was held at City Hall. Atlanta dignitaries spoke at length about Reverend Vivian's contributions during the Civil Rights era. In 1960, he helped found the Nashville Christian Leadership Conference. He also organized that city's first sit-in a year later. After the Civil Rights Act was passed in 1964, he started what would become known as Upward Bound, which helped low-income students attend college.
All of this is Martin King. Martin taught us it's in the action that we find out who we really are. It's in the action that we find out what this nation is really like. It's in the difference between who we want to be and what we want the nation to be that we really move to make it so.
During the event, Elizabeth O. Malami presented a photograph that featured Dr. Vivian and her father, Hosea Williams. Vivian was also presented with an artist rendering of himself then and now.
The Woodhogs started waltzing.
Teaching toddlers, the Peachtree Hills Rec Center has a class just for the little ones, and the City of Atlanta is making sure employees have what they need to lead a healthy lifestyle. Back in a moment. President Mitchell was the keynote speaker at the American Intercontinental University's fall commencement. He told graduates to take a moment to exhale because this part of the journey is over.
This is a wonderful opportunity to impart words of wisdom on young people. But for me, really, this is an opportunity for me to learn as well, because you learn so much about citizens, people who live in your community and their journey to receive a degree. So it's great for me because I learned so much having these experiences.
Mitchell laughed about how nervous he was crossing the stage at Morehouse College. He says that was one of the most significant and memorable moments of his life. The council president is also a graduate of UGA's School of Law. He's a commercial, real estate, and finance attorney. The Peachtree Hills Recreation Center serves the community in a variety of ways with athletics, a walking trail that winds through the urban forest, and a community garden. And now one city employee is holding a weekly class for toddlers. Troy Danicus has more on the ABCs of Peachtree Hills.
He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees. I started the program to help encourage and help the kids in their next step of education. So we read to the kids, we do crafts, and we do dances based on the books that we read to them. Now, every year in Africa, they hold a jungle dance.
Every Tuesday morning, Deneen Jordan begins her ABCs of Peachtree Hills class by reading to these toddlers. Parents say the class has been beneficial for their children.
She interaction with the other kids and a variety of activities that she doesn't always get at home with just me. She's not in daycare or anything like that, so it's sort of a nice time to get out and have contact with other kids.
The morning's book is followed by stretching to music. The kids love it. And so do their grandparents. Once they burn off a little energy, it's off to the crafts table where the kids will be making hats to take home. Monique Nascimento's children love the reading and the dancing, but if you ask her what their favorite part is...
Glue, the coloring, the mass, the hands-on, that's what they like better.
Deneen says word of mouth is slowly spreading around the community about the ABCs at Peachtree Hills class. Parents are eager to see more of it.
I was walking through the park one day and one of the parents, her husband came up to me and said he heard all about the program and they're hoping that we expand the program.
Currently, Deneen only holds class on Tuesdays. She hopes to expand it to Thursdays as well. But for now, she's happy to teach the class when she can, content that when the children leave after an hour, they'll leave knowing a little more about the world around them. For City Talk, I'm Troy Danicus.
The City of Atlanta's Hooked on Books series hosted author Joshua Dubois. He served in the Obama administration as the executive director of faith-based initiatives, and it's been his unique relationship with the president that gives substance to Dubois' new book, The President's Devotionals.
Well, when I first started, I had no idea I was going to be sending devotionals and become a spiritual advisor for the President of the United States. And one day I just had a tug in my spirit that, this was a man who had lots of different support around him. I wondered who was thinking about his spirit, who was thinking about his soul, and I just got the notion to send him an email with an encouraging word. The first one was based on the 23rd Psalm, and it was a meditation about how to find peace in tough times.
A chance email turned into 365 daily affirmations and prayers that make up the President's devotional. Dubois hopes the book will be as beneficial to the readers as it continues to be for President Obama. Most of us are familiar with film festivals that start with the names Cannes, Sundance, or Tribeca. Well, now Atlanta is home to what is becoming one of the most anticipated film festivals, both nationally and internationally. It's Bronze Lens.
I would give to the human race only hope.
Alice Walker, Beauty and Truth is one of many films showing during the 4th annual Bronze Lens Festival. Films and workshops are happening throughout the city in November.
The Bronze Lens Film Festival of Atlanta was created in 2009, and it was created to bring attention to Atlanta as the center for film and television production by people of color.
Kathleen Bertrand is the founder of the Bronze Lens Film Festival. She is excited about what the festival means for the city.
The Bronze Lens Film Festival is about growth, growing new talent, finding new directors, producers, people behind the lens and in front of the lens.
In addition to premiering new films, Bronze Lens offers workshops on producing, writing, acting, and even makeup artistry for horror films. Councilwoman Shepherd encourages city employees to learn more about diabetes. Shepherd, the Diabetes Association of Atlanta, and the city's Human Resources Department held a lunch and learn to inform employees about the 20th Annual Diabetes University, which offers a day of education with a variety of vendors providing health-related products and services.
Diabetes is something that you can control. It doesn't have to control you, and people can live long, healthy, happy lives with diabetes. There's things that you have to do, such as making sure that we're watching the foods that we're eating, going to regular doctor's visits, and taking our medications on time, and physical activity is a huge part of management.
The Diabetes Association of Atlanta is dedicated to educating people about smart and responsible treatment and prevention. President Mitchell joined the HR department to bring attention to health care. Mitchell supported a men's cancer awareness event to encourage men to make healthy lifestyle choices as well as address their health care needs. The event raised awareness about the importance of early detection and prevention.
We really can't hurt ourselves by elevating our knowledge and understanding of the disease and how to prevent it, and certainly just understanding what the risk factors are. So this event today really, I think, is a great educational opportunity for city employees to learn more about cancer and how to really avoid it if possible, and certainly know what to do if they find themselves facing it.
Under Commissioner Yvonne Yancey's leadership, the Department of Human Resources has taken a huge interest in the health of employees.
So it's important for us to take a proactive role to ensure our employees are healthy, and over the long haul that makes sense for us fiscally as well. And so we really focus on quality of life and ensuring that our employees have programs and services that help them improve their quality of life, but doing that also benefits our bottom line.
Research suggests men can reduce their risk of cancer by following recommended screening guidelines, including regular examinations by a healthcare provider. A local celebrity stops by to tell us about a girls' camp she started right here in Atlanta. And kites fly high in Piedmont Park at the Kite Festival and Expo. That's next. Helping Atlanta's youth is important to Councilwoman Cleta Winslow, and one of the things she's doing is Camp Kizzy. Camp Kizzy is a nonprofit camp for girls between the ages of 11 to 16 from all socioeconomic backgrounds. Actress Keisha Knight-Pulliam started the camp 4 years ago to bring young ladies together to learn, grow, and empower one another. The camp uses a variety of workshops that include performing arts, team building exercises, creative writing, etiquette, and public speaking.
One of the key things about Camp Kizzy is about paying it forward. So not only do the girls come, enjoy this free camp, these various amazing workshops, but we also do activities where they go into the community and they give back as well.
The counselors at Camp Kizzy challenged the girls to dream big. Councilman H. Lamar Willis's Southwest Atlanta Fall Festival was a big hit with games, prizes, music, and activities for children of all ages. Willis strives to make the event special for each child who participates. President Mitchell says the kids weren't the only ones having a good time.
It looks like the kids are having a lot of fun, but if you look back and you see the parents and some of the adults, they're having more fun doing the line dancing.
The day was all about having a little bit of fun and encouraging children to stay positive. District 12 residents had a play date in the park. Councilwoman Shepherd joined constituents in Empire Park for Family Day. Shepherd and Willis showed their creative side by carving faces on pumpkins. Hey, how are you? The afternoon was filled with food, fun, entertainment, and adult health screenings. The Halloween Festival and Pet Parade kicked off with an animal parade that started at North Highland and Sampson and ended on Boulevard. After the Pet Parade, a Halloween party. Councilman Hall says events like these give families an opportunity to enjoy a fun-filled day in the community. The party raised money for a new dog park in the Old Fourth Ward.
Yo, Boulevard!
Hundreds of kites took to the sky for the Atlanta World Kite Festival and Expo. Kite enthusiasts were in Piedmont Park showing off their unique kites. There were costume contests, a kids' fun zone, pumpkin decorating, arts and crafts, and music. Councilman Aaron Watson got in on the action.
And it's been just beautiful seeing all these different kites and all these young people with their faces painted. It's just a marvelous day to be in the park.
The festival combines family time, outdoor activities, and celebrating community diversity. This is the second year the expo has been in Piedmont Park. The Atlanta Falcons are going across the pond. The National Football League announced the schedule for the 2014 International Series being played in London. The Falcons will host the Detroit Lions in one of 3 games that will be played overseas. In a statement from NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, Goodell said, "We have scheduled 3 attractive games with 4 teams playing in their first International Series game. The growing enthusiasm for the NFL internationally is exciting, and we look forward to continuing to respond to this interest in our game. This is not the first time the Dirty Birds have flown overseas. Back in 2005, the Falcons defeated the Indianapolis Colts in Tokyo." Thank you for watching City Talk. I'm Thermice Bevelle.